Hello and welcome to Football Tracker. Today we'll be getting on to game predictions later for the upcoming weekend, but where else to start than Mikel Arteta? And news has broken that the announcement of him joining Arsenal Football Club as their new manager is imminent, and he'll supposedly have a contract for 3.5 years earning £5 million per year, which is the same as what Unai Emery was getting in his time here. There are many things he needs to do to improve Arsenal at the moment. There are many clear ones with like the defence, but something that Freddie Ljungberg and Mertesacker have been struggling with recently is their coaching team behind them, as it's very difficult for just Freddie and Per to actually be able to coach them at the moment, and it's going to be difficult for Arteta to fix this, considering it's midway through the season and they're most likely have to buy people out of their contracts in order to get them. And we know what Arsenal are like with money, don't we? And this may be more challenging as Arteta's never managed before. He won't have ties with any coaches or anything as of yet. So we'll see what happens with that. But obviously, the main thing he's got to try and fix is the defensive frailties at Arsenal. Arsenal are conceding on average 16.4 shots per game in the Premier League this season, the third highest in the league. And some people like Gary Neville have claimed that the Arsenal defenders are uncoachable. And to be honest, he has got a point considering the last two managers have failed to fix this issue. However, they were both more attacking style managers. And I feel like if you chucked Big Sam in at Arsenal, he'd give them a kick up the backside, get them defending properly, give them some organisation. It has more been coaching that's been the main issue with them, I feel, because they're not great players, obviously, but they're better than they're playing at the moment. However, will Arteta be the man to solve these defensive issues? I'm unsure still, because when you look at Man City's defence, it's taken many transfer windows and hundreds of £1 million being spent in order to get their defence to a title-winning level. And even then, this season, they've had one injury to Laporte, and we've seen the struggle they've been going through at the back. Now, Arteta also has to try and unite the fans, as there's been a lot of unrest since the latter stages of Arsene Wenger's tenure, and the connection between the players and the fans has been lost. It's been difficult for the players to play at their highest ability when they're not getting the full backing behind the fans. And so Arteta, with his difficult start with away games against Everton and Bournemouth and home games against Chelsea and Man United, the players will require the full backing from the fan base in order to boost their confidence. Now, Arteta is obviously a huge risk. He has zero managerial experience. He has the same managerial experience as you and me. And it's unclear whether he'll be able to deal with the huge personalities of Aubameyang, Ozil, Lacazette and a few other players. However, if Man City's style of football is anything to go by, we should expect Arteta to bring exciting, expansive football back to the Emirates, which may not be exactly what Arsenal need right now, but Arsenal fans need to understand that this is more of a project, and for it to succeed, Arsenal fans have to back him and support him to start with, along with the board. Now moving on to this weekend's games, we're going to be starting off with Arsenal's match. They're away to Everton. This could potentially be Ancelotti and Arteta's first games of their new job. And I have to say, if Everton do appoint Ancelotti, that is an astonishing appointment for Everton. And considering the recent rise in form they've had, I would only expect that to continue with the appointment of Ancelotti. If those players can get up for Big Dunk, then they can get up for one of the best managers in the world, can't they? And if Arsenal do still have Freddie Ljungberg in charge, I can only see it being a loss. However, if Arteta comes in, then maybe they'll experience the new manager bounce, although they didn't get that under Freddie Ljungberg, so you never know, do you? But it will be difficult for Arsenal, whoever they have in charge, as they lost 1-0 at Goodison last year, and recent performances by the Gunners have been shocking, winning just one in their last 12. in all competitions. However, I am an Arsenal fan, so I'll struggle not to back them. But I'm going to have to go for a draw 1-1. But I'm not really saying that with much confidence. Alright, the next game we're looking at is Manchester City versus Leicester City. They had contrasting performances last week, with Man City comfortably picking up all 3 points at the Emirates and Leicester only limping to a draw at home to Norwich. Now, this has the potential to be a very exciting game with two lethal strike forces colliding. However, I do fancy Man City for this one. They do have the superior squad, despite Leicester actually being above them in the league at the moment. And Man City, although they do have great attacking players such as Sterling, De Bruyne, Jesus, Mahrez if he plays, Bernardo Silva if he plays, they have a wealth of talent in the attacking areas. They are coming up against the best defence in the league in Leicester, who've also got quality defenders such as Ben Chilwell, Kagla Soyuncu, Johnny Evans and Ricardo Pereira. And if they do get past them, they're good to get past Kasper Schmeichel, who's definitely one of the most underrated goalkeepers in the league. Absolutely astonishing goalkeeper. But I do fancy Man City for this one, so I'm going to go 2-1 to Man City. Alright, now the next game we're looking at is a huge game for both teams. London Derby anyway. It's Tottenham versus Chelsea. Tottenham have had a huge bounce since the appointment of Jose Mourinho and only have suffered one loss so far under him, and that was the 2-1 at Old Trafford. Whereas Chelsea have been the polar opposite, losing 4 of their last 5 games. There is an interesting story behind this one, with Mourinho returning to his old club and facing off against one of his former players. It's a crucial game for both teams, as if Spurs win, they'll get into the top 4, which is massive for them considering their very, very poor start to the season. They'll actually go above Chelsea with a win, and I'm actually backing them to get the win. I'm going Tottenham 2, Chelsea 0. Alright, now looking on to a big game in Germany. It's Bayern Munich versus Wolfsburg. Bayern have had an underwhelming season in the Bundesliga so far, and it's a must-win for them in order to avoid drifting further off the pace set by leaders RB Leipzig and Borussia Mönchengladbach. They are coming up against the best defence in the league in Wolfsburg, who are only 4 points behind Bayern. Bayern did pick up a crucial win against Freiburg the other day. They did leave it late in that one, but I'm going to have to back Bayern based on they got home advantage, and they have got a far, far superior squad than Wolfsburg. They should be doing much better than they are at the moment. So I'm going Bayern Munich 3, Wolfsburg 1. Okay, so that's all for today's video. We'll be back probably after Boxing Day with reaction to those games that have happened between then and more predictions for the games in the future. So have a good Christmas, and if you could add the Instagram on the link on the screen now, that would be great, thank you. So yeah, see you after Christmas, have a good Christmas, and bye.